I know, and I'm sure that this is the first time when it's going to be a very impromptu scene for you.
Yes. I was tricked to come in here.
Yes, yes. I had to do that to you because if I would let you know prior, I would not get your raw form. Your raw form.
So like you saying raw, authentic self, you're going like the literal meaning of that right now.
Going back to your own words. Yeah. So, this year you're entering the number 40.
Yes.
I know, a term wise or the number wise, it's not going to make a very big difference.
Yeah.
But yes, I really wanted to make sure that you get a platform where you can just speak whatever is within you. So we have seen your Insta side, we have seen your fancy side, we have seen your depth in your podcast and everything.
Yes.
But there has never been a combination where you have been in the physical attire as well as talking your heart out.
Yeah.
So the entire scenario is all about that.
Okay.
Today I really want to give you this platform where you just speak and speak whatever comes to your mind, irrespective of the questions, irrespective of the topics given, nothing.
Okay.
Just go all out.
Done. I will try my best to just go and speak.
Yes. So there are many things we have been sharing together and I know about, but there are really few aspects I want people around us to know about you, which maybe sometimes they have not known and they would like to know more, or maybe the side which we all have seen a little less.
Okay.
So let's begin. There may be a few cliche questions, but I think that's how the entire emotional journey is going to be.
Yes.
So the first thing is, I want you to tell me the 10 times, okay, I'm going slow so that you get a little time to think. The 10 instances or 10 times or 10 incidents which made you feel, wow, I am glad I'm born again.
Oh my god. Okay.
I know it's going to be heavy. Take a time. It's absolutely
okay. Googly at me with the last sentence.
Yes.
Till you said, oh wow, I'm glad. I was like, okay, what am I happy with? But the googly thrown at me is clearly, oh wow, I'm glad that I'm reborn and I have got a chance at rebirth in the same birth. Yeah, this is not going to be easy, but I will try my best to sum it all up. Actually, more than following this 10, I would say that today, where I am only glad, happy, and yay that I'm on a rebirth. I am so happy the old me has dissolved, it's gone. I've allowed it to flow by me. I've taken the lessons and kept it. But how many people can be, how many times do you hear people say that in the same life I lived twice? And now I feel like, what if this twice is thrice, and if it increases, it's okay. This whole concept of you have to live only once, you have to live only in one style, you have to be following only one career. I think we are defining ourselves a bit too much in a bracket, and I don't think our souls came here for that. We came here for churning different events, to go through different experiences, to become different people in different phases. When you say that, I wish you growth, when that person grows, you can't even recognize that person and then you're cribbing. But isn't that what growth means? Exactly. Growth means an entire transformation of that human being. So, yes, grow daily, grow so much that someone who's met you yesterday cannot make out that you're the same person today. Why not? So I've stopped keeping myself in a box. I've stopped keeping myself in a bracket. There are no terms that define me anymore. I don't want to call myself I'm a podcaster or I'm a voice artist, because then I'm just bracketing and again restricting my capabilities. So this rebirth has absolutely opened up a plethora of like a magic in my life, I would say. I feel today I've become like a magnet and I decide what I want to attract.
Lovely.
So this rebirth is the most beautiful thing. No matter the turmoil you have to go through towards your rebirth, but then imagine if the caterpillar did not hold on strong through those dark days, did not allow that dirty peeling of the skin coming out, going through periods of isolation, to be so alone. It's not a joke, it's not easy. But when he transforms into a butterfly, the whole journey feels worth it. You feel like, fine, that darkness was where my light was. So I think I have gone through that. I feel like if I have to use or probably use an example which denotes who I am today, I would say yes, I went through the entire caterpillar phase. I can relate most to this little insect today, because what the journey of a caterpillar denotes in the deep sense is what I have truly felt. I have entered periods of darkness, I have entered periods of complete isolation, the shedding of the skin. It's like a surgery of your spirit, but to that limit when you go, and then when you try to bloom from there, then you're real, you're authentic, you're emerging a butterfly. And I cannot be more grateful today when I can reflect upon it with so much positivity and take forth all the good lessons. So I cannot answer 10 points, but
no. See,
right,
it's all about how you went through it.
Yes.
And what exactly made you give that answer. Yes. I am one.
Yes. Today I'm really happy.
Lovely. Okay. Now exactly a contradiction question to that.
Okay.
Instances where you felt that, really? I'm here to do this?
Oh God. Oh God. I mean, there are all these, I don't know how I would be judged after this. But yeah, instances everywhere where you people please people, where you are not yourself and you're put in a position just to say hi, hello, and nothing more than that. There's no connecting conversations, there's no depth, partying, over partying, drinking, losing yourself, being dependent on somebody else. I just go like, what? Why am I in this space? Why am I even here? So a lot of people through Instagram would think that I'm like a social butterfly. I'm everywhere. But the fact is that because I've learned the skill of being there and still not being there, that is when I come back home with my energies intact. But there are so many instances I'm in spaces and I'm just like, why am I here? So I'm working on this reverse thing that, okay, I'll be in the chaos, but I'll be calm.
Exactly.
So I don't want to mention some instances because
I really want to trigger that. I really want to, take you to that scenes. But yeah,
I am not going to go the controversial angle.
Of course. Absolutely.
I don't want to trigger anybody anywhere.
Yeah. No,
I don't want to take names or places, but yes, when I see, I think the whole people pleasing specifically, and that falls into any category, be your careers, be your conversations, cup of coffee, everywhere. I can see that, and I think that really puts me off, and I really feel, am I really born for this?
And especially in relationships.
Especially
the intense ones,
Yeah. I have met all sorts of people, which is great because I think I'm learning from them. I'm learning from some how I want to be more of, and from some I'm learning what I don't want to be. So it's all good. And if I've attracted it and I'm saying I'm the magnet, this means they got drawn towards me. So at the end of the day, I have to see that perspective first. That okay, if this person walked into my life, what is the reason? What is the lesson? Everyone doesn't have to come just for fun and laughter or even people pleasing or a pat on the back. There are people who are coming into your circle of aura because they want to teach you something that is probably amiss in you, or I would say your soul needs it for its next level of growth. So luckily, because of this rebirth and this perspective shift, I'm able to handle these moments of like, what am I doing here? Why am I doing this? Why am I with this person? But I think I've made peace with that. I've made peace that I can be around anyone and everyone. They may gel with me or vibe with me or not, but I'll keep the peace. I'll take back what is important, and at the same time, I think I've learned this skill which I'm also working on right now is detachment. So detachment doesn't mean that I do not love you. It just means that I can be in your space and not be affected by your energy. So if I can do this, I think I'm handling these moments. Yeah, but not gonna name any of them, right?
So what I understood from your conversation is, probably like you have somewhere accepted every situation, whether positive or negative, as a role play or a drama. Like, okay, now I am on this set. Now this is my task to be done. Once it crosses by, you leave it and go for the next one. So wherever it is maybe positive, you still take a learning, and even if it's negative, you're still taking a learning and moving on.
And this detachment really has helped me, because a person like me who's always been very vested in relationships, have been the giver that we read about everywhere. And I'm too sensitive as a person, which I think is a great strength, but of course it becomes a flaw in relationships that are unable to handle that sensitivity. So for a person like me, the whole skill of detachment really works, because I don't go home, like feeling neglected or feeling the lack of what I didn't get. Also, I am able to detach and cut off from that energy the minute I've walked out from that space. And when I'm working more and more on this, I'm realizing for people like me who are instant givers and instant, wherever we go, our energy starts picking up the pulse around. For people like us, it's even more necessary to be very conscious. The spaces we enter, as well as when we have to enter a particular space, area, person, we need to know the quality of having like this shield of like a bubble around you. So I have worked on that, and I think it's really working for a person like me. So I'm content now. That way.
Lovely. Okay, so I'm sure the next question I'm going to ask you will be like, अच्छा मैं तो already इस पे बात कर रही थी.
Okay. One thing merges into another.
Yeah. So since you have you'll be reaching the number 40 soon.
Yeah.
I know you have a very good memory. I know you can remember like, उस दिन की उस शाम को क्या हुआ था, all of that. Yeah. But still, at a personal level, if you would like to share the few aspects that you worked on for just the previous 5 years, because it's a little more fresher is what I feel.
Correct.
That's the reason I'm asking.
Correct.
The few things that you really felt like, oh wow, I've really put in a lot. And as you mentioned earlier, that I'm really grateful to what I am today as you started with the entire conversation.
Absolutely.
So any few things you would like to mention? My only reason to ask this is that, to all those who are watching, just for a thing to know that when you identify yourself, when you start knowing yourself, you find where you need to work on, and when you really find where you need to work on, you can work on.
Of course.
So just out of that entire thing of inspiring all those watching, I would, if you can just share any of those things.
See, the thing that comes like on top of my head right now is self-love. We've read about it all our life, but doing the act, choosing yourself again and again and again, I don't have a word to describe it. It has been the most transformative thing that happened to me in the last 5 years. I not only read about self-love, I started practicing it, and that's when I realized, damn, this is so tough to choose yourself in any situation, not from the perspective of being selfish, not at all in fact. It's a very selfless act where you realize, this quote that goes like, if you need to pour onto others, you need to first fill your own cup.
Right.
That really is true. Like I feel in the last 5 years, so just going back a little, like right from my college years, there's one thing that I'm obsessed over is great quotes.
Okay.
I have 5 massive, and I mean massive, huge size books in which I have just written quotes all my life. Wherever I would bump into, and I'm talking about the no internet age. So this is all through reading, through people talking, watching a movie, a black and white movie, anything. My quotes, I mean, that was my space to write, to learn from it. But honestly, it was just last 5 years when I've actually applied all of that. It's like I was creating some manifestation kind of a book for so many years, and today all that is coming alive in my life, and I'm seeing how it feels in action. It's very easy to say self-love, but when you do it, when you create the right healthy boundaries, you lose people like this. Like I've seen filtration happen in my life. It's like my whole life became a sieve, and everything unwanted, not serving me, not serving my highest good, I feel I would probably need this person or thing. But when you say self-love and the universe intervenes, it just starts eliminating things from your life. And it says even this is self-love. Self-love is not what you have. It's not what you give. It's also what you should not have. It's also what you should minus from your life. So it's not only the additions but the subtractions that matter when you choose yourself.
How do you distinguish between self-love and acceptance? Okay, self-love, yeah, I love the way I am. I accept myself the way I am.
Yeah.
But this all looks very front face. But what is it that goes deep behind? Whether, for example, if you can give just some instances where, this is how I have to work on my self-love. If I was not working, I would have done this, and now because I'm working,
yeah,
I'm here. If you can think of something like that, just for a little more elaborative.
See, if I have to bind the conversations we've been having, something like, first, if I would enter a space and I would, there's a great relationship, there are great friends in that space, and they're saying something, or they are probably passing a comment, or there's a joke doing the rounds, and I would just, even if it hurt me, I'd be like, let's let it pass. It's okay. They're my friends only, It doesn't matter. And then who wants to create the ruckus of a tiff and then solving that? I feel that was a choice of not choosing myself because I let it pass.
Right.
But now when I'm going to choose myself and stand up and say, and standing up never means I have to be rude. I can simply say, this is not what I appreciate. That is an act of self-love. Because I feel if you tell yourself, I deserve this, then everything around you starts giving you that. So the minute I say, oh, I am okay with this comment by a friend, the universe starts working in that energy sphere and says, okay, this soul is okay with these kind of comments, let's give it to.
Right.
So, and then you blame the world, then you blame friends, then you blame everybody that, oh, she treats me like this, and people talk about behind my back. But do we realize, what did you allow? Because what you allow is going to come more off in your life. So I have realized that now I need to no, I do not allow this. I deserve XYZ. So now I've started using a lot of terminology where I say, I am strong. I am loved. I do not need someone else to fulfill that. I am that. You have to become love. You have to become that emotion. So the more I'm doing that, then people around me are giving me more of that. So if I say I am, the universe is hearing it, right? And if I'm a magnet, again, this thing makes sense. So if I say I am angry, I'm going to meet people who are going to make me angry, right? So if I change that perspective, and I've always started using this terminology, it's going to help me understand that yes, I need to say what I deserve, what I am, and become it. So that, I think those techniques have helped me. And of course, another technique, if I have to share, nature. It's the most underrated element of life.
Okay.
But it's everywhere around us. We were born into nature. It's the most natural thing. It's universe given. It's not something we've made or man has created. And you can choose any aspect of nature. Right from the sun to the moon, to the plants to the flowers, the water beds. You choose whatever you want. The amount of love nature can give you, it truly is Mother Nature. She can nurture you, she can look after you, she can fill you with love. You just have to allow it. So the minute you say that, this is effortlessly coming into my life, I'm allowing this, that's why you're saying, I'm worthy of love. So why are you looking for love from humans who themselves are struggling with so many emotions?
Right.
Why aren't you going to the most purest form of love, which is the moonlight, which is the smell of dew, or standing under the rain showers and just allowing them to heal you? There is so much love everywhere. We're just looking at it at a wrong source. The source of love is still nature.
True.
So the moment I have done that, that's also filling my cup, right? So then when I will extend that into the space I walk in, I will bring that energy. I'm not saying I'm doing it yet.
Right.
I have a long way to
Of
go.
course.
Every day I want to grow. I want to, be different than my yesterday. I want to be that different every day. So it is a never-ending journey. But at least I should know from where my source is going to be. What is the source of this self-love? It doesn't happen overnight. You have to get up, you have to take the effort, you have to sit with yourself. When you can't go out, you go in. And that has grounded me. It's here, it's all here. Why am I searching outside of me? I think there's nothing outside of us. When you sit with yourself in silence, it's all here. So I've started practicing it, and not once, like a million times over, to even reach this space to tell you, I'm happy with my rebirth.
Right.
I'm happy with all the things that happened to me. I learned so much from it. To reach this space, it was all the work I've been doing behind the scenes, which nobody has seen, which nobody can visualize, which nobody can fathom. and you cannot really, like, even in through this space or these words, you cannot tell one how to do it and how tough it is. You just have to have the will to do it.
Let's have a break and come back again.
Sure.
चलो अभी तो बहुत question answers हो गए. Let's do थोड़ा सा different.
Lighten it up.
Yeah, kind of. Lightening up will be in your hands.
Yeah. So no pressure.
You know, देखो school में elocution competition, on the spot competition.
Oh my
yeah.
God, no.
So this is more on those lines.
Okay, alright. I'm game.
Because somewhere I have to put you like, अच्छा हाँ
In a
अभी बात कर, अभी ये ले, अभी वो ले. So I just want you to go ahead with whatever comes first. And
What do I have to do exactly?
So just pick up a chit, read the word, and then
And?
rapid fire. Rapid fire in the sense, whatever the first thing that comes to your mind.
I have to talk about that.
Yeah, talk about it, but no thinking. No thinking. Yeah, no thinking at all. And please don't laugh on the topics.
Perspective. Really, there should be something like Santa Claus. Give me easy stuff.
No.
Perspective.
I do no thinking.
Oh
No
God.
thinking. That's what. No
Yeah,
thinking.
no,
Yeah.
this is growth word for me. I have worked so hard on this because I really have been a person who's not been able to see other people's perspective. It's always been like, why can't she do it like that? Why can't he do it like this? दिखता क्यों नहीं ऐसी तो होता है. I always thought it's this, like a horse with blinkers.
My way.
This is my way or the highway. Like ये क्या बोल रहे हैं? ये कैसे? Why are they even suggesting something so stupid? I was definitely that person who was not able to understand that to one situation there can be so many sides and all can be right.
Why people can't come on time?
Yeah, and I've eased so much that I'm like, it's okay if I'm also not on time. I will reach there when it's divine time. So I've worked
Perfect.
from
So you
year
learn
to
to
year.
decide a time. Now you're not restricted to numbers.
And even if someone's late, I'm like, it was not meant to be for them to walk in early because a particular thing may have not set well.
I
The
love
energy
that.
could have shifted. I have so much understanding and acceptance towards these things. Like, perspective is a huge growth word for me. I was not able to put myself in people's shoes, but today I can. So yeah, this is great.
Ready for the next one?
Yes. Okay. Is this my favorite? Yes! Moon.
It would not be complete if this word was not mentioned. So yes.
So, starting from obsessing over the moon just because how can something so pretty be on our planet Earth that I can stand here, look up and see the moon? Like, ये कैसे होता है? ये तो miracle है. Starting from that to today realizing, oh my God, so much guidance. My guru is literally a guru for me. He's teaching me so many things, especially the part where whether you can see the moon in the sky or not, it's there. Even if you can see the crescent, it doesn't mean it's not full. So even if you can see my light this much, it doesn't mean I do not have this much light in me. It's just that for now, I'm in isolation and darkness. I'm preparing myself in this isolation so that when I come out, I will be shining so bright. So, and every phase of the moon teaches you something. So, right from going to a love object, literally, it has become my guru. And to add to this, my birthday falls on Guru Purnima, and I have today understood how these things have got aligned in my life. I was supposed to look at this as a huge guru, which I didn't until recently, and I've realized the power, and again, my cup gets full with this.
Yes.
So this is the important aspect of my life.
I'll just add where you say, you see the crescent moon, but the moon is still there. Like, even though there's a full moon and there are clouds.
Yeah, see, that time do we complain? No. So then everyone can have like those clouds coming in front of them, hiding them. But do we understand? Arey, darkness mein hi to preparation hai. If you're constantly going to be out there like a light and glow and glow and glow, one day your light is going to be off, your power is going to diminish. So you have to keep going into that darkness. Don't we work through the day but sleep at night? Because we have to again rebuild ourselves for the next day. It's literally like that. Like, there's so many. This is an entire interview by itself because this is everything to me.
Sure, maybe next year.
41st.
And yes, so there is one more surprise on the Guru Purnima day also for you. But yes, let's give it a surprise.
Okay. Accepting everything moon face time. Oh my God, wow. It says breath. yeah, this is soul work. This is my being. This is who I am. Everyone sometime in your life must have come and told you कि breath work important है. Connect to your breath, answers मिलते हैं. Connect to your breath, you'll be able to do this, you'll be able to do that. You'll become calmer. Even if there's chaos around you, it won't matter. बहुत बोला है, बहुत सुना है, podcast पे सुना है, inspirational videos देखे हैं, but ये करो, like literally do this. Oh God, life will just turn 360 degrees. I cannot tell you the power a breath has. And here I will share an example because it's to do only by taking my name.
Super.
So I wanted to learn swimming since I was in my 9th grade. I had a terrible swimming experience with the teacher I was under, which put me in a spot of hating water and a huge fear with swimming per se. I eventually reached a stage in life where I could dip my legs in water, just be around the beach side. But swimming was not a thing that I would ever think of. Then COVID happened, a lot of thinking happened, and I thought that, I should learn swimming. It wasn't happening, it wasn't even coming my way. The last 2 years, my whole life has been about the right breath work. And the other day I was in the pool, and just out of nowhere, with the right breath work, with the power of my meditation, I was literally meditating in water and I started floating.
Wow.
I will never forget that moment. It's etched in my life forever. It's one physical form of breath showing me its power. And today I'm swimming laps. Slow, steady, basic. But for someone like me who couldn't even think of entering the pool, no teacher, no guru, no classes, no skill sets, no right strokes. I am just doing the right breath. And yes, the minute I'm not doing the right breath, I'm not even floating that time. So it is so phenomenal. It is so huge. It was God telling me, see, if you do the breath work, you are going to be gifted.
Wow.
So I've learned swimming on my own because of that.
Thank you so much for telling that.
Okay. Busy. Overrated, over-exhausted, wasted my life on this. Thought it's the most important thing in life, and if I'm not busy, I'm not good enough. Oh shucks. I can't, amount of time I wasted in my life over being busy. Being busy means being successful. Being busy means I'm doing something that's adding to the world. Being busy means I am someone. Such wrong notions. Today, this word is not in my dictionary. Being busy does not mean I'm greater. In fact, if I'm not able to be still and just be, then I am not successful. For me, just being today is success. So being busy is out. Be you, just be is in. This is overrated, guys. Do not go with this. Please stop thinking that if you're busy, you're doing and achieving great things. Sometimes just sit with yourself and just be, and you'll realize things are happening magically around you. But we don't invest in that. We don't talk about it.
Only if we are there, then it will happen.
We are not okay to trust the universe, and it is a sense of lack of faith in the higher powers.
Absolutely.
But the minute you realize that higher power rules over everything and everyone, you surrender, you realize, I may not be busy, I can just be doing my breath work. After I do my breath work, I can get a call saying my work happened. And it really works like that. It works like magic. Your energy reaches places before you. Your physical presence is not important, and I can go on. But thank God the word busy is out of my life. I'm okay doing nothing and saying I had a great day.
Chalo, next one.
Okay. Fragrance. The first thing that came to my mind is agarbatti.
Oh.
Just dhoop, agarbatti, the sage that I burn at home, everything. Like right now, fragrance for me really has reached a higher level. It's not a perfume. Flowers and all, yes, but right now to me, this word is something that connects me in some tangible form with a higher power. Because obviously the higher power is something you can't touch, feel, right? So this is using one of my senses, activating it and saying I'm connected. We're good.
So even in fragrance, you're finding something to connect to the energy.
I'll tell you also why. I don't know if I should share this, but I'm going to quickly mention it. So there was this one particular day where I got this very strong calling that I have to go to a Shiv ka mandir and I have to put mogra over there on the Shivling. Out of nowhere, this feeling comes to me. I search for mogra throughout the day. I don't get it. Also, it was Mahashivratri that day. And I went home a little dejected that I didn't get my mogra to put on my shivling. And the same night, because Mahashivratri we stay awake the whole night, I was in my meditation and I was in my stillness. There was this one point, everything blanked out and I just smelled mogra. No one will believe me probably.
Okay.
I don't know how people are going to take this. It doesn't even matter because I've gone through it.
Yeah.
I've experienced it and I smelled only mogra and I realized that I got the message that your flowers are accepted by me. You don't have to physically come and put, you just have to think of me, think of the intent and वो हो जाता है. हर चीज physical करने की जरूरत नहीं है. So fragrance right now also led me there because I experienced a miracle that day.
Yeah.
Dirt. So silly, but I don't know why this is coming to my mind. हमको अपनों ने लूटा, गैरों में क्या दम था. हमको अपनों ने लूटा, गैरों में क्या दम था. अपनी कश्ती तो डूबी वहाँ जहाँ पानी कम था.
Oh, क्या बात है.
So I just felt like this kind of described it because for me dirt right now means जो dirt दूसरों पर उछाला जाता है. You know. So, and it generally comes from your closest. It comes from the people we know, we are with day in and day out, or we fall back on, you know. So for me right now, dirt came as that, and that's why I said what the shairi I said. But I'm learning from it. Like I said, when I say I'm a magnet, I've attracted it, there's a lesson. So I will keep that intact, even through this dirt, even through whatever is thrown my way. And it's okay because from our successes and all the glorious moments, there are no learnings. The learnings happen when you're thrown in the dirt. You have to get up, dust yourself up, you know, place yourself high up there again. So it's good, keeps you grounded.
Yeah. So again, it was a situation given so that you take a message.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Next is growth. We spoke about growth time and again and again and again. I don't know what new I can add to it, but everything that we're talking today sums up to this word. It's not easy, guys. It's not easy. You'll cry, you'll howl, you'll be screaming, you'll be alone in your room, you'll be isolated, you'll ask, why me? You'll blame the universe, you'll blame God, you'll become Nastic. This journey is damn tough. It's damn tough. I know nobody knows that side of my story, which I did not ever bring out also, but though today you see a confident woman probably sitting again up here doing her work, achieving things, you know, there has been an entire other side where I have been absolutely low and out, written off by my own self, I think, at one point. And it has been very, very difficult to come back to this word. Though that time it kind of hits you like a nail, like do it, it's important. You can't do it. No one has taught you this. We don't come with a manual. Our parents haven't spoken about this. Teachers don't teach this in school. How do you do it? There is no one telling you how to do this. So it's been damn tough. It is as, you know, when you put a seed and the seed must be breaking apart for that, you know, first stem to start growing. It is that tough. You know, seed pe humne kabhi socha how much pain that seed has to go through. Growth is like this. It is so painful, but I've realized that pain always has a purpose. So that seed turns into a tree and we bear fruits. We get to enjoy its shade, we get to enjoy all the different things it provides us with. That's what growth will do to you. If you can just go through that seed phase and hold strong, you'll come out a winner.
Why growth?
Why growth? Because that's just what I don't know, why growth? I want to do this, like I told you, I want to be growing so much that I don't want to look like a yesterday. I don't want to ever be the same person. I want to grow so much that I change so much that you can't even recognize me as the same person with the same mindset, reactions, colors. For me, it's everything. Like this whole talk that we are having is rotating around this word. It's the key.
Because you have been given this physical form or the birth.
You're trying to say that I should be talking about the whole spiritual journey?
No, I'm just trying to get to the message probably that, you know, we have been given this janam
Yeah.
We are growing, and till the last breath, our growth happens.
Yes.
Okay, even the physical form. Of course, that we later term it as burnout. Like, you know, our
Correct.
bones, our
But the soul is
degeneration.
eternal, right?
Right.
The growth of the soul is not going to stop.
Exactly.
It's
So
not.
that is a journey which is just on.
Yeah.
So, and we are meant for it.
Correct.
So until we are going to take that path,
We're
not
just going to repeat
justify the
patterns,
birth.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, justify the birth,
Yeah.
or we're going to keep repeating our patterns. We're going to attract the same kind of people, the same kind of families, and then we'll always blame. You know, but when you put in effort here, that's when you realize higher purposes, soul is eternal. These are not just words anymore, which will sound as words even now to a lot of people when they hear this.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't sit and do this work, you don't realize that, oh my God, it's so eternal, and you're so stuck up in that one situation, one person, one phase of life, you know. So only when I move next will, and also not only me, I've realized that when we grow, there are people around us that heal. There are people around us that grow. It's a collective work that happens when one person works on themselves. So it's such a boomerang effect really that हम बहुत छोटी चीजों में अटक जाते हैं.
So if one has to break the cage of blame,
one has to do the self work.
Okay. So last one right now. Don't fly.
Butterfly. You know, so in my podcast I say that if I get another rebirth, and I'm talking about a proper rebirth, not what I'm going through today, I hope I come back as a dandelion. It's the flower that can fly. Like, it's the only flower where you do, and it can fly. Like, it's such a beautiful thing, right? And the other thing which I don't mention is, if not a dandelion, then what? And for me, the answer is this.
I thought the butterfly was only meant for your journey and explanation, but I didn't know it was meant for
It's also for that. So I've already spoken about the
exactly.
caterpillar butterfly, and I read maximum about the caterpillar and the butterfly everywhere I can because it helps me a lot to grow. But also, if I ever want to be reborn, if not a dandelion, I want to be reborn as a butterfly.
Universe, you're hearing, okay?
Like the manifest this wish.
First one is the dandelion and the next
And
one.
also the butterfly for me really denotes a sign that the angels are by me. So if I am thinking of a thought, or if I'm not sure about some step I have to take, and if I see a butterfly, I take it as a yes.
Exactly.
And I go with that gut, I go with that instinct, and it's turned out right. So it works.
Okay, so after all that word game and explanation and everything, what I'm going to ask you right now, after you talking so much and using so many words and sharing your thoughts with those alphabets and everything, I now want to ask you, do you think that words, the words that we have learned, the words we are aware of, the language, really can just help us justify, or really can it justify the emotions, or does it put us in a bracket of expression?
It definitely puts us in a bracket of expression, 100%. How well you use your words, at the end of the day, words are curated by some other person like you and me, giving it a definition, a dictionary meaning, and then that meaning sticks to our head, and then our brain starts believing in that, good, bad, negative, and then that's exactly what starts happening in your life. So that thought is an extension of what happens in your daily life. So I'll share a quick example. Now we all know that what is the meaning of the word fall, right? It's not a positive word to say. So I've taught my daughter that every time she says, I'm going to fall, I'm going to fail, I'm going to fall, like whenever this is in her language, I keep telling her, you can feel the same emotion right now. I'm not going to take it away from you, because she needs that also for growing up. But just say the word rise. Just replace it.
Okay.
So every time she feels, like while she's running and she says, I'm going to fall, so she just has to run and say, I'm going to rise. So I want her brain to be tricked. And then the entire meaning that the word rise brings in a person. That is how she's going to feel. Every time she's thinking she's falling, she's actually rising. So I told her, I'm not going to take away the emotion from you. I won't say don't feel the fear, but just use the word rise, because words have power.
So words can break, words can make.
Absolutely. Like even the honeybee.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a research that scientists have done that the honeybee's body is so heavy and its wings are so thin and transparent. Technically, the scientist doesn't know how the bee is flying. It's not possible in the scientific world for a honeybee to fly because its body weight is so much. And then we believe that maybe when God created the honeybee, the God whispered into the ear of the honeybee, you can do it. And so it did. There was no definition, there was no dictionary meaning, there was no logical explanation, there were no scientists supporting this. But just that belief in that thought, in that power of the word, of the emotion, it just switches you on and then you do it. So it's all here, totally.
So we have to make sure that we use the right words.
Yeah, as much as you can, replace. Replace. It's not going to come easy, but you have to, like when you say something and you realize you used a negative form of that, just put like a red cancel in front of you that okay, cancel and negate this. I would rather say it in this particular manner. For example, instead of saying I hate this juice, I can say I don't like it very much. Everything brings that shift of energy in your aura when you do things like this. So
playing with words is going to make a huge difference.
Huge difference. Huge difference. Been experiencing this also, so I can tell.
Lovely. Okay. I just want to have your view on this one last aspect, which we really come across, and we are right now all struggling with it, all behind it, running behind it.
Yeah.
There are so many things I want to do in life, but I don't have time for it.
Yeah.
I want to be with family, but I don't have time for it. I want to take care of myself, but I don't have time for it.
Yeah.
So, according to you, is time management of time, or then management of mind?
Wow, you've put it up really, really beautiful way. But of course, time has nothing to do with the watch. Time has nothing to do with the clock. Time is to do with what time means to you. How do you want to spend it? What are your priorities? Where would you be willing to give the time, and to what activities? And it's just that how do you want to spend your day? Even if it means I want to sit like this for 3 hours. For you, that's a time waste, but for me, it could mean everything to me today. So how do you define time? How can it have a bracket? What are people managing? They're not managing the same 24 hours that we all are given. We all are managing what we want. So it all begins here. If I have today decided I definitely want to go and meditate, I definitely want to go and spend time in the garden, or versus I've decided I want to go and party for 4 hours straight. So who are you or another person to judge that how I'm spending my time is right or wrong, first of all, and then if I fit in other things or not. So you might see that, okay, X person is enjoying herself from 4 hours but not at all doing the work I sent her over message. So she, in my perspective, is not utilizing her time well. But the thing is that she's already decided that this is not priority and this is priority. So for her, she's managing her time extremely well.
But what about the situations where I feel that I have the responsibility of taking care of this, I have the responsibility of taking care of this, and all these responsibilities are related to me, and I have to cultivate, I have to complete them, I have to fulfill them so that I don't fall short anywhere.
Yeah.
Then how do I say that I don't have time?
This goes back to that busy word. We feel we are busy. If I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and if I don't do it, it will not work. I think that also deep down is a lack of faith that things can look after themselves, that things can align on their own, that your energy enters a place before you, your work will happen even if you do not speak a word. Now, like I said, nobody's taught us this, so one wouldn't know. No one is to blame for that. But once you know, then please cultivate it, please work on it. And that's how you realize that you don't have to be there in every situation. There are times I have in my meditation called a close family member and spoken to them what I'm in fact not able to tell them in person.
Oh, lovely.
And then when I keep doing this practice, I realize that over a period of time, this person is now talking to me in a much better tone or receptive, or the particular thing I spoke about, I've seen a shift over there. So why do we feel that we have to be there? If I don't go there, it will not happen. Can we trust enough that the intent and believing that your energy is strong enough to travel places is also going to look after situations?
Oh my.
So that's what I'm saying. It's again related to growth, which means work, soul work, and that's standoff.
So we all are stuck in the physical form so much that we are not able to experience the work of energy.
Yes, that's very
So
true.
when we start experiencing that, maybe the part where we feel, oh my god, there are so many things I have to do and I'm really not able to, will start
Settling down. Yeah, because you'll have faith that there is a higher power also doing the work for you, and if your work is not happening, it's not meant to. Do we ever look at things like this?
Oh.
This is that perspective word again that comes to my head. I've had the shift. If it's not working, why am I feeling bad or grumpy or annoyed or trying harder?
Exactly.
Sometimes do you realize what doesn't happen to you is an act of God, and it is really in my favor.
He has
It's
a much better plan.
He has a better plan, there's a better
Yes.
door, there's a better redirection.
True.
We don't have that faith. That's what I'm saying. Everything comes down to the lack of faith in believing that when it's meant to be, it will align, and if it's not meant to be, it's okay to let it dismantle and disappear. That way.
तो इन चंद मिनटों में हमें बहुत सारा ज्ञान प्राप्त हुआ चंद्र जी.
Sorry, I was born on Guru Guru. I'm saying about that.
No, it was a lovely session. To come to the conclusion
Okay.
of whatever you are right now, I want you to be a third person to your own life.
Okay.
Or the second person, or whatever you connect to. Be in that place. Okay. And now you are watching a friend whom you've known since childhood. Of everything that you are right now.
Okay.
So now you are the
That's
outsider.
yeah.
And she's watching Dimple Samshi.
Okay.
What is it that you want to say about her?
The first thing I would say is thank you that you chose yourself and you walked the path of self-love. A bit late, but at least you got there. And just thank you for your courage. What you have seen, what you have witnessed, what you have gone through, the place that you were buried into, it is not easy. It is very, very tough to be in that space and stay even sane, and to come out of that and build yourself up, stand in the face of adversities when everybody wrote you off, but because you believed in yourself, you knew your intent was always pure, and you stood up for your truth, you had to pay a price. But I'm so glad you did it, and I salute the courageous woman in you. I wish I can draw a bit of that into my life, because I know that the one thing that can sail us through this journey is be strong, but not in the way the world terms strong. Be strong that you're okay to break 1,000,000 times over and still resurrect yourself from the ashes. Just thank you that you chose this life. That's what I would say. Oh God, this is really a precious question. Sorry guys.
Yeah.
I'm emotional.
Of course. To even, be the third or second person and watch and talk.
Yeah.
And then again, go through that everything. Even though, of course, it is now something which has happened. But even mentioning about it and
Yes.
even still getting those ripples and watching and expressing
Yeah.
is not easy.
No, it's not. It's really not. I mean, of course, there are a million other things I would say, and I know I'm not perfect at all, and I'm full of flaws.
Absolutely.
But I'm so raw, I'm so authentic. At least I sleep with a clear conscience, right? That at least I'm honest to who I am being.
Exactly.
Maybe it's not come across great. Maybe there have been so many mistakes on the way, but at least I'm honest to who I am, and that's what just matters over everything else. So yeah, this is precious. Thank you so much.
So yeah, just let's come to an end with a very a very sober and peaceful part where just have a look at this word.
Yeah, I was thinking of the same thing in my head right now. Just so much gratitude.
And, just close your eyes and just receive whatever the energy wanted this current situation to talk about, to feel about, to speak about, and to be about. Grateful to everybody who was being able to part of this scenario. Grateful for every moment. Thank you, energy, for making it happen the right way.
And thank you, Nilima, for helping me go through my entire story, relive it in 1 hour, and the amount of appreciation and grace I feel, not from myself, I would say, but from the soul work that has happened. When someone brings it to you and makes you realize it, there is just so much more gratitude for everything, So in all my low moments and all those dark, isolated moments, I know that this particular day and talking with you is going to also be a form of strength now.
Absolutely.
So thank you for showing me the beauty of my journey.
It was all the energy's plan. You know you are just the
Yeah.
So happiest birthday, my love.